Most people believe they are avoiding pain. They're not. They're avoiding the experience of being present with it. This difference matters more than it sounds. Pain is not the enemy most men think it is. Avoidance is. Pain is a signal. Avoidance is a strategy. And the problem is that modern life rewards avoidance so well that most people never learn how to tell the difference. Pain has weight, but it also has direction. Avoidance feels lighter in the moment, but it has no direction at all. It just keeps you moving in circles. When something hurts emotionally, the body reacts immediately. Tension rises. Attention narrows. The nervous system looks for an exit. That exit used to be physical action, movement, problem solving, rest. Now the exit is stimulation, a screen, a notification, a distraction, a hit of novelty. And because that exit is always available, pain never gets completed. It just gets postponed. This is how numbness forms. Not from feeling too much, but from feeling too little, too briefly, too often interrupted. Pain, when allowed, moves through the system. It peaks. It softens. It resolves. Avoidance freezes it in place. Most men don't realize this because avoidance doesn't feel like fear. It feels like relief. You don't feel strong when you avoid pain. You feel calm, but it's not real calm. It's anesthesia. And anesthesia always wears off. This is why people return to the same problems over and over. The same relationship patterns. The same frustrations. The same internal conflicts. Not because they're incapable of growth, but because they never stayed with the discomfort long enough for it to teach them anything. Pain contains information. Avoidance deletes it. There's a crucial distinction here that often gets missed. Pain is uncomfortable. Avoidance is urgent. Pain says, something matters here. Avoidance says, get me out of this now. If you pay attention, you can feel the difference in your body. Pain is heavy but stable. Avoidance is restless. Pain allows you to breathe. Avoidance shortens the breath. Pain invites attention inward. Avoidance pulls attention outward. When men say they can't sit with feeling, what they usually mean is they've never learned how to stay without escaping. No one taught them that discomfort doesn't require action. That presence alone is often enough. So instead, they act. They explain. They justify. They distract. They optimize. Anything except stay. But staying is where integration happened. Staying is how the nervous system learns that discomfort is survivable. Avoidance teaches the opposite lesson. It teaches the system that discomfort is dangerous. So the threshold lowers. What once felt tolerable starts to feel overwhelming. This is why constant stimulation actually makes people more sensitive, not less. The more you avoid discomfort, the less capacity you have for it. Pain tolerance isn't built by pushing harder. It's built by staying longer. This doesn't mean seeking suffering. It means not running from what's already there. There's a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can remain present when something feels off. Not fix it. Not explain it away. Not distract yourself from it. Just remain. That confidence doesn't come from discipline or willpower. It comes from familiarity. From having stayed before and realizing the feeling didn't destroy you. Avoidance creates the illusion of control. Pain teaches actual self-trust. This distinction becomes especially clear in relationships. Most conflicts don't escalate because of the issue itself. They escalate because one or both people can't tolerate the discomfort the issue creates. So they rush to resolution. They argue facts instead of feelings. They defend instead of listen. They shut down instead of stay engaged. That's avoidance. Pain would be saying, "This is uncomfortable, but I can stay here." Avoidance says, "I need this to stop now." And the moment urgency enters the conversation, connection leaves. The same applies internally. When you feel restless, bored, unmotivated, or disconnected, the impulse is to fix it immediately. Scroll, consume, stimulate. But boredom is not a problem. It's a signal that your attention has been trained to expect constant input. If you avoid boredom long enough, you lose access to depth. Depth requires stillness. Stillness feels uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is not pain. It's withdrawal. And withdrawal always feels worse before it feels better. This is why slowing down feels threatening to so many people. Silence removes the exits. Without exits, feelings surface. Not all at once. Not dramatically, but steadily. And the nervous system, unused to this, interprets it as danger. So it reaches for avoidance again. Pain would be letting the sensation exist. Avoidance is trying to outrun it. One leads to clarity. The other leads to repetition. This is also why discipline without awareness turns into self-violence. Forcing yourself through discomfort without understanding it doesn't build resilience. It builds resentment. Pain needs permission. Avoidance needs suppression. Permission says, "This can be here." Suppression says, "This shouldn't exist." The body always knows which one you're doing. Suppression tightens. Permission softens. Even when the feeling itself is intense. This chapter isn't about becoming passive or indulgent. It's about learning to distinguish between discomfort that needs presence and discomfort that needs action. Pain wants attention. Avoidance wants escape. If you learn to tell them apart, your entire relationship with yourself changes. You stop fighting your inner world. You stop trying to dominate it. You start listening. And listening doesn't make you weaker. It makes you accurate. Most men have been taught to override internal signals in the name of strength. But ignoring pain doesn't make it disappear. It just drives it underground. What you avoid controls you. What you face integrates. This doesn't mean everything resolves instantly. It means you stop adding resistance to what already exists. And resistance is what drains energy, not pain. Pain passes. Avoidance accumulates. The more you avoid, the more there is to avoid. The more you stay, the less there is to run from. This is not philosophy. It's physiology. A nervous system that learns it can stay present under discomfort stops firing alarms unnecessarily. Calm becomes baseline, not something you chase. And from that calm, decisions become clearer. Not because life becomes easier but because you're no longer at war with your own experience. As you move forward, notice this in yourself. When something feels uncomfortable, ask, is this pain asking for attention? Or is this avoidance asking for escape? You don't need to judge the answer. Just notice. That awareness alone changes the trajectory. Because once you see avoidance, it loses some of its power. And pain, when seen clearly, stops being something to fear. It becomes something to understand. And understanding is where real strength begins. If this resonated, don't rush away from it. Let it sit. And when you're ready, the next video continues this thread. Not with solutions, but with deeper clarity about what actually creates change. If you want to keep going, click the next video. And if this kind of calm, grounded reflection is useful to you, consider subscribing. We'll take this one step at a time. No pressure. No performance. Just awareness.